Hey everyone, Roxabox90 here with another speculation video. So this one's kind of going to just tackle the very broad question of Theros is coming with enchantments. What does that mean for us? So I'm going to first initially just look at some enchantment related cards that are reserve list or will likely not be reprinted and that you should consider trying to lay hands on before the set comes out, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm going to put a disclaimer. Don't just go out there trying to spend tons of money to pick up cards that I discussed in this video expecting them to be worth a lot of money. That's not what this video is about. It's not a shark-like video. It's more just a broad thoughts and cards that I think could see a boost from the set or could be reprinted or have flavor-related effects to the set. So it could be very well be reprinted in the set. So let's start out quickly with the cards I think you should try to lay hands on, starting with the most obvious, Serra's Sanctum, which is a legendary land. Remember, they changed the legendary rules recently, so two players can actually have these and not kill each other. Tap it, add 1 white for each enchantment. So enchantments and auras particularly lean towards the white direction, and so if they actually are going to make monocolor as heavy as they say they will, having monocolor white option like this is pretty crazy. This is part of this broken land cycle. Notice here, this isn't the universal price, but it's sitting right around $20, and it's on the reserve. Wizards can't reprint this. You can lay hands on Serra's Sanctum. That's a card to consider picking up in the event that Theros, prior to Theros coming out, and possibly even before the spoiler season comes out. It's a good card to have in general, and it could very well see a boost from the set. Replenish is the next. It's also a reserve list card. It's sitting around $10, $11, and this card has gone up over time. It's a very solid card that returns all enchantments from your graveyard to play. So if you're running very heavy enchantments or even just aura-based decks for 4 mana getting back, it's a very, very powerful effect. And again, reserve list, so if this goes up a lot, they're not going to be reprinting it, so you're going to be stuck. Another card I think could very well see a boost and or be played if the set actually makes an impact in Legacy. Academy Rector, same thing, also reserve list 4 for 1/2 that when they go from play you may remove it from the game. If you do, you get an enchantment card and put that card to play, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But this card already sits at around $20, again, reserve list, so it's a card to consider trying to lay hands on, I think, in the event that Theros is as great an enchantment set as we expect it to be. Getting away from those sort of things, let's just go into general. We have 3 Dreams, which searches for 3 aura cards, so it's just a fun card. Don't know if it will actually see reprint, but it searches for a bunch of auras, so it's kind of funky. Then, I know we don't have a lot of multicolor in the set, so I just put together a couple I think would be the most likely. Sterling Grove is a shoo-in, almost guaranteed. If you want to make a serious enchantment set, Sterling Grove is most likely going to be there. This is actually the card I would bet the most on of all the cards I'm talking about. This one would be most likely to be reprinted in Theros. So Sterling Grove makes all enchantments you control have Shroud and allows you to tutor. It's pretty insane, and of course we have Enchantress decks in Legacy. Sterling Grove is connected, so Sterling Grove, if it's a reprint, would be pretty cool, I think, and it has has reasonably high chance of being reprinted if they're really serious about making auras viable, or enchantments viable. Enchanted Evening turns all permanents into enchantments, so makes sense. Another fun card, could very well see reprint. Quicksilver Dagger is just a really, really nice aura, hasn't seen print in a while, and it's great. It allows pinging and you can draw cards. It's great for long drawn out games, for mid-range sort of builds, and it could potentially be pretty solid in the set. Multicolor also, Mirari's Wake. I mean, pretty much this card is, I think, less likely. It's a little more specific, so it's almost definitely not going to be printed, but you may want to grab some of these just because they do see play in other formats and may see more play. Very, very powerful card. Vicious Deed is been around for a long time. It's multicolor, but it fits into so many decks. Flexible. I think it could very well see reprint. It hasn't seen reprint, and it's in dire need of one, I think. And this, I think, would be a card to consider in the multicolor area. It just is great. Copy Enchantment, I think this is more for Timmy players, but it could be a lot of fun. That comes into play, copies and enchantments, kind of like clone, but it's for enchantments. If they want to make enchantments big, I think this card would be a fun clone for the set. Griffin Guide is just because Griffins and, you know, we're dealing with Theros, so it's a pretty solid aura, really, I think solid, really good for limited, and it'd be really nice to see it. Daybreak Coronet has seen a huge price jump. It's been much more played. Whether or not we see reprint is another story. Again, it's a future sight. They said there's going to be a future shifted card, and I guess technically this is a future shifted card, so this could be the card, but I'm leaning against it. But with monocolor being viable, enchantments, it seems like it's one of the hot top picks to be in the set. It's just very powerful and could use a reprint. Celestial Mantle is, I think, a little more awkward. It's quite big, and I mean, it's great for enchantments because for its 6, it gives 3/3, but the fact that it doubles life, they had a lot of life gain going on in M14, so if they're going to make a heavy aura and they wanted to tie into M14's life gain focus, Celestial Mantle I think would be fantastic there. Idyllic Tutor has been waiting for a reprint, and it ties into the aura theme, so it'd be really nice to, you know, make it a little cheaper than it's fairly expensive for a tutor just for enchantments. So that's kind of just a broad, random list of auras enchantments that I think either have a chance of being printed, kind of fit the set, or would be really cool to play or pick up. Let me know your thoughts. If you have a lot, I'm sure there are tons more cool auras, enchantments that you guys are thinking about. Please let me know your thoughts below in the comments section. I'd be happy to talk to you guys all about it. As well, check out my channel sponsors in the description of the video. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.